it could potentially become very dangerous if we don't master it. If we don't overpower AI and we allow AI to take over the world, of course. But we are talking about being a thoughtful society and global community.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
So how, when you bring in people to your organization, you assess culture matching before skills?
Oh, it's very important. Along with emotional intelligence, culturally, where you come from, it's playing a key role. And that's why I'm talking about self-incentivizing elements. If you come from a culture or a society who spoils the young generation and tells them, oh, you're beautiful. I'm coming from Eastern Europe. My parents never told me I was beautiful. Maybe I wasn't. That's not the point. They never told me, oh, you're so smart. I was straight A until I went to college, for the record. My parents never told me, oh, you are the best. Look at you. You're so smart. I grew up thinking that I consistently have to work my way up. I never thought it was good enough. You just become better, right? So when we talk about, for instance, American culture, here the young generation is being consistently supported. I'm not saying the entire, but for the most part, I do see the differentiating factor is, oh, you're beautiful, you're smart. You see how they teach the kids on social media. Tell yourself in the morning, look in a mirror, you're beautiful, you're smart. I would say a balance between both would be the best. You don't want to grow up like I did, not thinking that you're good enough, but you don't want to grow up thinking you're too good already, you're already extraordinary, because where is the balance here? But I would say, for the most part, culturally, it's also how you address your team. I love, Harry, to pay attention how my team feels as well. It's important to have conversations. If somebody on the team doesn't feel comfortable about being addressed a certain way, but you see they have tremendous potential, you should have a conversation with them. They have to feel comfortable. Sometimes I know my personality. Sometimes I'm a little bit too pushy or over the top. If someone on my team has exceptional capabilities, but is not really comfortable with that, I should nurture that talent. I should invest the extra time to nourish them, to build them to become better, because they're already talented. And I think balancing emotions, Harry, when you work with a team, you have to really be aware that emotions do play a key role. They said, don't take business personally. If you really love your work, and if you love your business, and if you love your job, or whatever the case might be, you are going to get emotionally involved. If you don't take it personally, don't do it. That means you don't care enough. So I would say culturally, there are differences, but I think the most important thing is you manage character, not cultures. You manage each person, each relationship by really factoring in how they respond to stress, to external stimulus. And once you have all these elements into the mix, you say, this person needs to be addressed a certain way in order for them to perform at the maximum ability. I should be a little bit more careful how I address them. If they are an exceptional talent, it doesn't cost a thing. I think the reason people leave a team or a corporation is because they're not happy. Nobody has ever left because they were exceptionally excited about being there. So nurturing the young talent is very important. I have actually an extraordinary 19 years old. We have on our team, Micah. I'm going to give him a shout out. He's German. I love my Germans. I lived in Germany for a while, so I know what I'm talking about. The work ethic that this 19 years old young man has is exceptional. So I love nurturing him. I love learning from him. And we have, of course, other talented people on the team as well. I just mentioned him because he's only 19, but I see him becoming a shiny star. And when you see amazing talent, our job as entrepreneurs, as executives, is to nurture this talent, to help them every day to consistently become better. Find out what ticks them, find out where maybe that small weakness can alter their behavior or the way they perform. Very important. I wish I had someone when I was younger to look out for me, because I realize now when I compare my my work with others and how much I nurture them, I'm thinking, God, I wish I had that when I was in my 20s or 30s or so, because I truly believe it would have impacted my career in a very positive way.
So now building a business, it gets emotional and intense, exactly what you described. And sometimes when you started the business, things doesn't go well, and then you have that negative emotions in in, in your head. And if you don't release this negative emotion, can become physical. So you, in order to release the pressure from the business, do you walk? Do you play sports? So how you manage to release the pressure from business?
I am a fitness aficionado. I love to work out. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, I have to go to the gym." I'm like, I love waking up in the morning and going to the gym. It genuinely makes me happy. And I do believe that when you start your day by doing something for yourself, you already gift yourself something. And of course, not every day. Sometimes you wake up in the morning and you get some news from someone from your team or from the family member, and you think, God, not every day is perfect. But I would say I would like to credit fitness for saving me. Since I moved to the United States 26 years ago, I've been working out probably on an average 5-6 days a week. Not obsessively, but consistently. Consistency is the most important. There are some days when you feel slower, more sluggish. You don't have to enter a competition. You don't have to take the toughest class. You can just get on a treadmill a bit or just lift some weights. So it's important to be consistent because consistency has a cumulative effect, right? So I truly believe that balances my emotions. Secondly, I do pray. I pray when I wake up in the morning. I pray when I go to sleep. And even sometimes during the day, I go to church on Sunday, any church. For the record, I could be in any country. If I'm in Istanbul, I'm going to go to that church, to a mosque, it's fine. Even though I'm an Orthodox, I go often to Catholic churches. My grandmother used to tell me, everywhere is the house of God. Every church is the house of God. Anywhere you are, just go and say thank you, and God will never be upset that you enter a church that is not yours. So I love that I was brought up like that. I think this gives me the opportunity to love everyone equally. So I pray. I walk a lot. I love to walk. I love to dance. I love to sing. I used to record actually music professionally at some point. Another time we talk more about that. And I love a great coffee. I'm the master. Coffee is just a work of art. And of course, talking on the phone. I talk on the phone every day with my father, who's in Romania. I talk every day with Lisa, who is like family to me here, but she's also my business partner. I talk to people I love. It's important. And I think that's, you have a circle of amazing people around you. You have your fitness routine. You have your belief in God, or however you want to call it, right? Depending what part of the world you're in. And then you have yourself. Harry, it took a very long time for me to accept myself. I think because the way I was raised in a communist country at the time, I was always so self-critical, and I still am. I'm not the kindest person to myself. I think I could be kinder, but I still love being myself. I wake up in the morning with this self-belief and this excitement for what's next. How can I be happier? How can I be better at my work? What's the objective that I need to look forward to? And I think that's our ways for me to manage life at my best capabilities. And of course, it can always be better. So
Now, let's talk about AI. How do you think that AI has impacted funding?
AI will revolutionize the world the same way internet did in 1993. Actually, it was launched in 1983, but officially 1993. People back then, a lot of CEOs were so upset. They said, this is going to destroy the world. Fast forward a few decades later, we cannot imagine operating and transforming the world at this level without internet. AI was around for a very long time. Like lately, we think it's a fancy concept. It existed for a very long time, way before it became a concept, just like personal branding, right? It existed since Cleopatra, right? We still talk about Cleopatra after the parenthesis, after all this time. So AI, I truly believe that we must look at it as an ally, not an enemy. Of course, all these fear mongers on social media, that's their job, to keep people in fear. The best way and the easiest way to control people is by keeping them in consistent fear, telling them that, oh, this is the end of the world. No, you have to learn as much as you can about AI to turn it into a tool. Think about it, as people say jobs will be destroyed. Of course, AI will destroy, will annihilate some jobs, but it will subsequently create new ones, because now we will need experts to be able to leverage all these AI tools. Who's going to teach people or corporations? The new jobs that will be created are just a natural extension. So now, if we are scared to learn something new, if for 10 years, 20 years, we operated within our segment and we want to be lazy and continue with that, then AI should scare us. But if you are like a determined human being who's excited about the future, learn that AI. It should be your friend. I leverage it. I learn all these apps. I'm so excited. I love ChatGPT. I love Gemini. I love every tool that can help me to become faster and better and more efficient. Bring it to me. I love AI. So, of course, it can be dangerous too. I just want to make a parenthesis here because sometimes I have a sense of humor and people don't get it, right? Yes, it could potentially become very dangerous if we don't master it, if we don't overpower AI and we allow AI to take over the world, of course. But we are talking about being a thoughtful society and global community to be able to, to overpower it. So let's see what the future holds. Maybe if you interview me in a few years from now, I'm going to say something else. But for now, we are positive.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.